is my pleasure to welcome back both the students and the staff to our 1989-90 school year. Hope that you all had a wonderful summer and that you're ready for an exciting, special school year this year.
Last Friday evening, the Student Government Organization kicked off the 1989-90 school year by sponsoring the annual Purple and White Dance, which was free to all freshmen. The evening was enjoyed by all as the students danced and socialized the night away. With the Sound of Music DJ entertainment, SGO declared the dance a great success. Last Thursday, September 7th, campus security began accepting student parking applications. These applications are being issued only to seniors and cooperative education students. Applications are still available in the SGO office before school and during all lunch periods. Students are asked to bring a driver's license and insurance card. A $25 fee is required for all driving seniors with the exception of all co-op students. Applications are being accepted until Friday, September 15th, when a lottery will be held to distribute the spaces fairly.
Heather, how do you feel about the parking situation here at West? Well, I think it's a really good idea that only seniors are able to drive, because last year, the parking lot was really crowded. But I really don't think it's a good idea that we have to pay $25 because we don't know where that money's going to, and we don't actually get to pick our own spaces, because some people have a homeroom at F wing and they're parking in A wing, and I just think that's kind of messed up.
Now, there's a lot of pros and cons about the situation. Number one pro, the only good thing about it is that seniors get priority with the parking spots. The cons about it is, if say you're a senior and you get your license in December, you can't get a parking spot because there's none left. And then I got my parking spot, and my parking spot's all the way in A wing, and I don't think that's fair to me because it's not convenient, because my homeroom's far away from A wing, so then that'll just make me later if I'm here. So that's basically my opinion.
Scott, being a junior now, you're moving up in the world and you can drive. How do you feel about not being able to drive to school and parking here?
Well, I think the parking situation is completely lame. This numbered parking stuff is stupid. I think we should get rid of the whole idea, just let everybody park like last year, and seniors get total priority, which is, I guess, all right for seniority, but that leaves us juniors to park 10,000 miles away, which is totally uncool.
I think it's totally absurd. See, I sort of lost my license, and I get my license back in 2 months or something, and by that time they won't even give them parking permits out. So I can't, I'm not a bad driver. I don't get that, but now honestly, I can't get my license until 2 months, and what am I supposed to do? What car am I supposed to drive in for 2 months? In 2 months I get it back, so they won't issue me one in 2 months, so I don't know what to do,
It's so beat. It's so beat. There are enough seniors, I believe, that can handle coming to school and parking on their own and accepting responsibility of not having to go out, not leaving the parking lot. Whereas you gotta pay $25. Oh man, it's so beat.
Lenny, being a junior now, how do you feel about the parking situation, not being able to park here?
Well, I don't think it's too fair because, I just got a car and I like to drive it, so I would want to come to school and park here, so.
And that poses an inconvenience for you.
Very much so.
This is Joanne Elias, Lauren Greenstein, and Shauna Myers reporting for the West Report.
For the past 3 years, the class of 1990 has been implanting in our hearts a special gift for the school. Their project is located on the side of the Jones Gym. In other words, the garden you see is the project of the senior class. Mr. Munyon said that he thought the school needed an added beauty, so each year since they were freshmen, they used the money from the pretzel sales and other fundraisers to transform the park into a beautiful landscape. Also, the class used azaleas from every graduation as another part of the new project. Their plans for this year include stone borders, sidewalks, and benches in this third phase of the garden.
David Tone will be here at West from 9 to 12 on October 3rd to talk to the students in the gymnasium, And then at night he'll be here to talk to the parents at 7:30. And please don't miss this dynamic speaker who's coming to West. He was an ex-cop and he's very emotional and charismatic, and it promises to be a good show.
I want to inform everyone that on Wednesday, October 4th at 7:30 p.m., the Chasers will be coming to Cherry Hill West Auditorium. And these guys are specifically for a cause, and their cause is the same as ours in respect for drugs. So they're against drugs too. And what's so special about these guys is that 4 out of 5 went to West, so it should be a good time. And it's sort of like a reunion for them too. So you don't want to miss it.
and congratulations to the Cherry Hill Babe Ruth team that won the 15-year-old Babe Ruth World Series last month. Out of over 2,000 teams around the United States, Cherry Hill came out to be on top. Players that attended the Cherry Hill West are Tom Bianco, Kevin Brickner, Walt Clymer, Chad Crevetti, Dan Farling, John Bo Gray, John Heller, Chris Kearns, and Ron Sahaki. A parade which began at Cooper Landing Road and Chapel Avenue was held last Sunday honoring the team for winning the World Series.
Last Wednesday, West held the annual Young Woman of the Year pageant. Previously, the pageant was called Junior Miss. Talent ranged from singing to dancing to piano playing. After the talent portion, each girl was asked the same question: what is the biggest challenge a woman faces in today's society? After much deliberation, Sue Lowenstein was crowned Young Woman of the Year. For the talent portion, Sue sang the theme song from the hit movie Beaches, Wind Beneath My Wings. When answering the question about women's role in today's society, Sue cleverly pointed out that women will prove to be equal to men for once and all.
Hi, I'm Shelley Hogan. And I'm Jenny Pearson with What's Hip. With winter on the way, new styles are hitting the stores with a bang. We're here to tell you what's hip for winter fashions. The biggest fad this year is the wide variety of pants. There are so many different styles of pants, it's hard to decide which pair will make you turn heads in your school. Z Cavariccis have taken off within the last year, becoming one of the hottest items.
The reason these pants are so popular is the different buckles, chains, and pleats that most other designers would not even try to imitate. Since most of these things are on the top, girls are wearing short jackets that can be found almost anywhere. Guys are wearing shirts with not much on them, tucked in. Another popular style is skids. These are plaid baggy pants that you see almost everyone wearing.
Kicking off the Addiction Awareness Week yesterday, ex-policeman David Tomer spoke to students at Cherry Hill West. The one-time narcotics agent from Newark, New Jersey, now travels throughout the country informing communities of the dangers of drugs and the consequences of drug addiction. After the presentation, our reporter, Amy Procacci, had a chance to talk with Tomer.
Hi, I'm Amy Procacci from West News. I'm here with David Tomer, who just spoke to the students at West on the effects of drugs and alcohol. Mr. Tomer, what was your reaction to the students? How do you think you're speaking in?
Well, let me give it to you this way. I spoke for 3 hours. I screamed, I hollered, I yelled, and everything is instinctive, what I feel inside. And in conclusion, 3 hours later, they gave me a standing ovation. What do you think that meant?
DJ, what was your reaction?
I thought it was a great speech. I never saw him before or his show, and I thought that he does a good job. He talks like a regular person and he doesn't preach.
It was fun. It was good. It's not that long, but it was good.
Thank you, Lucky. So what was your view of the David Tomer speech?
I thought it was very interesting and got through to a lot of people here in school, and it helped a lot, I think. And it was very touching, especially to me. It brought like a tear to my eye.
Well, I knew like what he was talking about, sort of I knew what he was talking about, and because I have friends that were into it, and I think he's a great man for trying to help all these people, and I think he succeeded.
Helen, what was your view on the David Tomer speech?
Well, I don't think that he really got to the underlying issue. I think he just basically said drugs are bad, but most people have problems, and he didn't discuss those. He just said drugs are bad. And there's only so many horror epics he can tell before it gets sort of boring. And I thought it was a bit long, a bit too long, really.
Thank you, Helen. Jenny and Rachel, what were your views on the Tomer speech?
Well, as friends, it made us realize that when we do go to parties every weekend, we shouldn't take drinking so casually, because even though it's only like a weekend thing, it can really hurt people. and it can change them into like being addicted and really needing to do it all the time.
Jenny?
And I think that we realize now that friends are really important when it comes to drinking, and that friends need to talk about it, and that we should be there for our friends because they need us.
Thank you. What's your reaction on David Thomas' speech?
I thought David was really good. I think he got through to a lot of people.
Thank you, Brent. Mark, what was your reaction on David Thomas' speech?
Well, I thought that Toma got his point across really well. The only thing I'm afraid is that he pulled out some skeletons out of the closet and that they're gonna go back in because he's leaving and he's not gonna be able to help these kids.
Scott, what was your reaction on David Thomas' speech?
Well, I think he had a great impact on the students, but I feel as though some students might not go forward due to embarrassment and what other people might think of them. They might hold it in and not get the help they need.
Dr. Katz, what was your impression on the reaction of the students to David Thomas' speech?
I think the students listened very carefully. I think their behavior was outstanding, and I think they got the message, and that's the important thing.
Thank you.
Monday night was Higher Education Night here at West, and over 200 representatives from colleges and universities across the country were on hand. One of the largest turnouts in recent history attested to the success of the evening. The students were able to meet and talk with admission representatives and find out more about the schools they're interested in attending.
Last Wednesday, as part of Addiction Awareness Week, Respect for Drugs welcomed the Chasers, an anti-drug rock group, to the auditorium for a concert. The doors opened at 7 p.m., but the concert didn't start until 7:50, keeping the audience in suspense. The group's song, Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, and a remake of Moni Moni were two familiar songs which lifted the crowd's spirit. The group got the audience to participate by letting them sing into the microphone to the songs, and a member of the band played in the aisles rather on the stage. During the concert, items with the Chasers logos were sold, such as t-shirts, sweatshirts, and bumper stickers. When asked about the concert, Respect for Drug students Derek Stiegler and Josh Weinstein said that they felt with over 200 people in attendance, the concert was a success, and they hope the Chasers will return to West Stage in the future.
West freshmen had to make their first decision of the school year this week as they elected their class governor and lieutenant governor. The ballot consisted of 4 slates: Drew Rabin and Kathy Pajak, Erica Collins and David Zuzga, Shira Gold and Lauren Greenstein, and Erica Garrity and Debbie Adelat. Candidates had the opportunity to decorate the cafeteria with campaign posters Tuesday and to deliver election speeches Thursday morning. The students voted Friday morning in homeroom, and results were announced Friday after school. The winners, Erica Collins and Dave Zuzga.
When you're walking around the halls or hanging out with your friends, you might experience some new vocabulary, slang, whatever, but we like to call them hip sayings. So we're going to go around and interview people and find out what their hip sayings are. Lenny, what's your hip saying?
Yo, dude.
Killer, dude. What?
What's a hip saying?
What?
Oh.
I'd rather say name than a word. I think Mr. Sleeth is very hip.
Elvis! Yeah. Insane.
Hey, and you curl your tongue.
This December 1st, a no-smoking policy will be effective within school buildings in New Jersey.
I think it's a great idea because if the students aren't allowed to smoke and the teachers are allowed to smoke, it's setting a pretty bad example for them, and it doesn't seem too fair.
I think it will be a good idea because I think the teachers will be a lot more moodier now, and it'll get us in a lot more trouble.
I think it's wonderful. I can't wait. I'm living for the midnight on November 30th. I think it's only and it will ensure that all of us will be healthier in the future.
I think it's a good idea because, you know, now I can go to the bathroom without holding my breath, and it's a lot more, the air's cleaner. I feel more better.
Well, I think it's great because, you know, if the students aren't allowed to smoke, then the teachers shouldn't smoke either. You know, I think it's great.
Well, I think that's a great idea. My main objective was to get the smoke out of the bathrooms, and allowing the teachers not to smoke either is a good policy because that reflects on the students.
What do you think of the new smoking policy here at West?
I think it's great. Smoking's bad for you. No one should smoke.
Here at West. I think it's great because it'll be nice to go into a bathroom and have a clean bathroom, not come out smelling smoke and
people shouldn't have to smoke during school.
The new smoking policy here at West is good because not only do the students, they can't smoke, but also the faculty.
After talking to several people, we have found that most students and faculty agree with the new smoking policy going into effect on December 1st. I'm Sarah Kappas.
And I'm Andrea Brittner, reporting for West Report.
Mr. Jordan, Vice Principal of the 11th and 12th grade House Office, is recovering from surgery, and all of us here at West wish him a quick and safe recovery. In his place, foreign language teacher Dr. Gigizi is assuming the temporary position as Vice Principal. When Dr. Gigizi was asked by the West News what she thought about her new position, she replied, "It's really an interesting position. It's very different from being a classroom teacher. I really enjoy it." We wish Dr. Gigizi good luck with her new job.
West Boys Gymnastic Team met Towns River East last Tuesday, losing to the score of 116.1 to 72.8. However, West bounced back Friday, almost leading Hunterdon, but losing by only 0.15 of a point, by a score of 76.35 to 76.2. As you see here, Sam Lassiter gave an excellent performance on floor exercise Friday against Hunterdon.
West's first theater production for this school year is the children's show, Hansel and Gretel, which will be directed by Miss Joan Biello. It will be held Friday, October 27th at 4 and 7 p.m., and there will be a matinee Saturday, October 28th at 2 p.m. Tickets will be available for $3 at the door. Children are invited to dress up in their Halloween costumes and enjoy a show filled with music and fun.
This year's children's show, Hansel and Gretel, was performed last Friday and Saturday. People ranging from ages 2 to 62 turned out to enjoy this charming play. The show did more than just benefit those seeking entertainment. It brought wealth to West Theater Department. Theater Workshop President Mark Snyderman commented, "Unlike past years when the children's show only broke even, this year's show, even before the final count, promises to be quite profitable." The cast, which included leads Rich McMullen and Karen Slayback, was quite excited about the success of the play and looks forward to future theatrical events. The school year is now in full swing, and the play production class, taught by Miss McMenamin, is ready with a new project. Each student created a diorama, or miniature set, of either an urban zoo or an Upper East Side contemporary apartment. Senior John Falco commented, "For all the students in the class, it's a good first-hand experience." Ms. McMenamin's goal was to focus on the practical aspect of set design and teach its theory, but on a smaller scale. The projects went on display in the library today. Be sure to take a look.
The girls' soccer team played Triton last Thursday. The team lost 3-2, but played well. Scoring for the Lady Lions were Beth Blava and Dana Matheson in the second and third quarters. The team played Millville the first round of the state tournament yesterday. Well, last Wednesday, the boys' soccer team beat Holy Cross 3-2. Terry Malash put in the first goal of the game on a diving head ball early in the first quarter. Holy Cross tied it up in the second quarter, but West pulled ahead again with a goal from Jeff Hamill. Holy Cross scored again later in the game on a penalty kick, but West managed to score one more goal late in the game when Song-On lofted a shot over the keeper. And on Saturday, West played Camden Catholic in a 2-1 overtime victory. Ron Sayaki scored the first goal during the first half of the game on a shot from outside the 18. Camden Catholic tied up the score in the second half, and the score remained 1-1 to the end of that half. Despite Sean Davis suffering a broken leg in overtime, West pulled together and netted a score on a penalty kick from Seth Mallon. West triumphed 2-1 in that highly emotional game. And Thursday, the girls' varsity tennis team beat Highland, winning 4 out of their 5 matches played. The field hockey team lost a heartbreaker to Bishop Eustace on Saturday, 2-0. The team's record is now 6-5-1. Yesterday, the hockey team started Group 4 state tournament, and we will have highlights on that next week.
There's something happening in East Berlin.
Monday in the Jones Gym at Cherry Hill West, the annual Red Cross blood drive took place. Students gave blood from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. To donate, you had to be 18 years of age or 17 with parental permission and weigh at least 110 pounds. As you can see from this billboard, many people came out to take part in the blood drive. Mr. Schmidt, the faculty advisor of the blood drive, went to a recreation luncheon last Wednesday. West received an award for Best Blood Drive in a Large School. We spoke with Robbie Lumio, the student co-advisor of the blood drive.
This blood drive has been a success. I'd like to thank all the donors who have come down and have donated their blood, and I'd also like to thank all the people of SGO that have helped today throughout the day in helping the donors. We haven't had any problems so far, and I hope that for the rest of the day we will continue to go smoothly.
He's talented, he's handsome, he is Mr. West 1990. Senior Eric Jamerson. The Mr. West pageant was held last Wednesday evening in the auditorium. After being judged in swimwear, final wear, formal wear, and talent, 5 finalists were chosen. The 5 finalists were Eric Jamerson, Mr. Wonderful, Mike Sickalese, Mr. Sickoff, Brett Atkins, Mr. Modesty, Steve Migalori, Mr. Big, and Simon Wong, Mr. Wonton. All finalists were asked a different question and were judged on their answer to decide the order of the finalists, from 4th runner-up to Mr. West.
Spirit Week ends today with the annual homecoming pep rally. All this week, classes have been working on their floats for tomorrow's big game and their gym decorations for today's pep rally. The freshmen and seniors collaborated on their Spirit Week projects, their theme being Circus Maximus, as did the sophomores and juniors with their theme, Woodstock 69 to the present, Weststock 89. Of course, the varsity cheerleaders were there, strutting their stuff, and the varsity football team was there, getting the stands excited, as team captains gave a great pep talk. Speaking of roaring, our school mascot, Wesley the Lion, made an appearance dancing to the tunes, compliments of West's marching band. After the fall sports teams were introduced, with all senior members being recognized, male cheerleaders from every class showed off what they call talent. But the best part of the pep rally was when the homecoming queen was announced. Candidates composing the 1990 homecoming queen were Cindy Shore, Lisa Maloney, Angela Spell, Joy Greenberg, and Nikki Darrant. And the homecoming queen is Angela Spell.
Each student is required 1 marking period of health at West. The first marking period is set aside for sophomores. The topic is driving education, and their goals are to remember and understand the driving rules and to pass the New Jersey written test that was given on November 3rd this year at West. Second marking period is dedicated to the juniors, who study addiction and sexually transmitted diseases. Freshmen study health, 3rd marking period, and 4th marking period is devoted to seniors and their study of family living. Now, here is a special message from the varsity field hockey team.
You guys help me? Sure. What are you carrying? Oh, these are stadium cushions. This year's fundraiser for the field hockey team and the Marty Wash Scholarship Fund. What a great idea, stadium cushions.
Oh, look, it has Cherry Hill West Lions written on it with a big lion in the center. Give us some details.
For only $5, you can buy this sturdy, comfortable stadium cushion. For only $5. No more sitting on hard benches.
Only $5. What a bargain.
Where can we get one? Well, you can get one from any field hockey player, and plus you can pick one up Thursday's football game when West will beat East. Remember, only $5 to benefit 2 worthy causes. Comfortable, sturdy, stadium cushions for only $5. What a bargain.
West celebrated homecoming last week with the annual Now and Then alumni dance held last Wednesday night. Students and graduates of many years turned out to make this dance a great success. It was by far West's best dance of the year. Further homecoming events were postponed due to the snowstorm Wednesday night. The East-West homecoming game and the halftime parade were both moved to Friday instead of Thanksgiving Day. West Parade presented Mr. West Eric Jamerson and West's junior miss Susan Lowenstein. They were followed by the 1989 homecoming queen Angie Spell and her court consisting of Nicole Darrens, Joy Greenberg, Lisa Melanie, and Cindy Shore. West's portion of the parade concluded with the sophomore junior float, whose theme was Woodstock Weststock, and the freshman senior float presented the theme of the circus.
Chariot West, the varsity football team, fought hard but lost to Chariot East 14-0 in last Friday's homecoming game. East won with a stingy defense, and then an offense, short passes of 5 to 15 yards, broke down West's defense. If you missed this game, you can see it tonight, right after the junior school news, here on Cable 18. West finished the year with a 5-2 record. They had 3 players make all-conference: Brett Atkins, Gary Jackson, and Danny Robertson.
Lovely music of the Marching Lions. I'd like to wish you all, hope you all had, not wish you, it's not Thanksgiving anymore. Hope you all had a nice Thanksgiving, have a good holiday weekend, and enjoy this game.
West just recently created a new organization for concerned students who want to defend their environment, the Nature Defense Club. The force behind the club is advisor Mrs. Ann Lyons and its leader, Jason Zuzka. We asked Jason what inspired him to start the new organization.
Well, basically, looking around the school, I saw there seems to be people seem to be pretty unaware about what's going on with the environment, and I think that this has to be changed because the environment was here long before man ever was, and I think that he has no right to destroy it.
Mr. McDonald, the head coach, said that he hopes the team will make the state tournament for the 3rd year in a row. The team's record last year was 12 wins and 10 losses. The returning varsity players on the team are seniors Angie Spell, Jessica Marshall, and Christy Lombardo, junior Carrie Gunn, and sophomore Kim Galudi. Next Friday, December 15th, the team opens the season against Haddon Heights. Mr. McDonald expects Pennsauken and Paul VI to be tough competition. Good luck to all you Lady Lions. Cherry Hill West offers many fun and challenging related arts courses. One of the more popular courses is the Home Economics course, Cooking. The class has just begun a unit on cheese and has so far cooked the forever popular macaroni and cheese. Next semester, the class will move on to the Advanced World of Foods, which lets students explore foods from foreign countries.
Last Thursday commemorated the surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by the Japanese on December 7, 1941. The event forced the United States into World War II. About 360 Japanese planes attacked the American Pacific Fleet on the naval base. When the assault ended nearly 2 hours later, the American Navy had lost 18 ships. The following day, President Roosevelt asked Congress for a declaration of war against Japan. He called December 7th a day which will live in infamy. Last Thursday, Lieutenant Gaynor and Sergeant Cologne, head of the ROTC program here at West, along with their students and 8 other schools, remember that day by making a patriotic wreath and holding a special ceremony to remember the lives that were lost. Sergeant Cologne said, "History is remembering," and the students at West remembered by observing a moment in silence. Mrs. Jepson, a history teacher here at West, feels the teaching of Pearl Harbor is extremely important. She said it was a major attack, men were killed, our new economic world was forming, and feels it should be taught. Hi, I'm Alexis Halpern, and I have with me today Senior Class Governor Albert Savalas. Hi, Albert.
Hello.
What is your biggest responsibility as governor of the senior class?
I would say the biggest responsibility I have is just making sure that everything goes smooth and that everything is handled pretty much by the government and anybody else who's willing to help us, that we can have a fun senior year.
Okay, what big senior-sponsored activities do you have planned for the near future?
Well, there's the prom, we have the Florida trip coming up, which is over President's Vacation in February. We have, we've already had a calendar sale, and we're just going to have a fun time with that.
Last Wednesday night, the music groups of Cherry Hill West performed their annual winter concert. The students also got a sampling of the concert, which was performed last Thursday and Friday for the students. Performing under the direction of Mr. Yearbook were the Wind Ensemble and Symphonic Winds. Under the direction of Mrs. Bass, the Chamber Singers, the West Singers, and the Vocal Workshop, and under the direction of Mr. Williams, the orchestra. An exceptional performance was given by the Vocal Workshop singing Love in Any Language, along with some sign language. Overall, the performance was excellent, and the students seemed very pleased by the concerts.
The FOP, Fraternal Order of Police, along with Cherry Hill West, Cherry Hill East, and the Cherry Hill Rotary, held a Christmas party this past Monday for the mentally disabled, learning disabled, and the mentally retarded. This party was intended to give the children an idea of giving and receiving throughout the Christmas season. During this party, over 1,000 handicapped children and adults were served food and listened to various kinds of Christmas entertainment. This entertainment included the Cherry Hill East Chorus. Soon after East Chorus sang, there was a surprise visit from Santa Claus. Finally, the children and adults had a chance to sit on Santa's lap. Also, everyone received a present from Santa.
West is really excited about their varsity wrestling squad this year. Returning starters Bill Blauvelt weighing in at 125, Eric Jamerson at 135, Sean Lockwood at 140, and Brett Atkins at 189 are expected to lead the team. Mr. Seymour, the coach of the team, hopes the younger freshmen and JV wrestlers will develop enough to fill the open spots left by the movements of other wrestlers up in weight classes. The absence of Keith Mahan, who graduated last year, will put a dent in the team's lineup. Mr. Seymour believes Cherokee, Lenape, Highland, and Paul VI will be tough competition. Paul VI and Highland will be especially important meets this year because they were number 1 and number 2 teams in the West American Division last year. Mr. Seymour believes it will take tremendous effort to beat those 2 teams, but he says it is possible. As you can see here, the team is working hard. Mr. Seymour also believes West will take the title in the tournament over the upcoming holiday. In the state level competition, West is expected to perform well. When asked about West's rating as the number 18 in South Jersey by the Philadelphia Inquirer, he replied, "I think we were rated very prematurely. I would rather we earned our own rankings than have it thrown at us." The team opened with a win over Bishop Eustace this past Saturday. The next meet is tonight against Cherokee in the Jones Gym.
These are the words of this week's student focus, Emily Foshner. I think I'm really motivated to do my best, and I try to do more than what people expect from me. Emily is well known for her involvement in West Theater, news editor for the Lions Roar, choir, and especially for her role as lieutenant governor of the senior class. Outside of school, Emily enjoys playing the piano and staying involved with church activities. Emily hopes that as a member of government, the class will bring back some school spirit, and that hopefully, since the class of 1990 is starting off a new decade, that they'll bring in some old and start some new trends.
Hey everyone, would you like to do this? Or this?
Well, if you like the first choice, your dream can come true.
Starting on Monday night, January 8th, and every Monday night, West will hold intramural volleyball from 7:30 to 9:30.
It's open to all West students in the Walsh Gym, and there's no sign-ups.
So come when you please.
Come out on January 8th, and you'll have a great time.
Национальный вопрос. Не отрегулировав взаимоотношения, перестройка не состоится.
One important thing happening in guidance at this time is the use of the new computer system. Many seniors have taken advantage of this system. The Discover computer system is to help students to make decisions on their careers. The system has exercises that help you choose a career depending on your interests and abilities.
The Philadelphia Inquirer ranks the Lady Lions basketball team number 10. In the beginning of the season, the Lady Lions lost their first 5 games, but now they moved in with a new record of 9-5. They had a successful victory over Carver 6 last Tuesday. Scoring for West was Andrew Spell with 21 points and Christy Lombardo with 10 points. On Thursday, West defeated Highland 40-32. Andrew Spell again scored 21 points for the Lady Lions.
I'm here with Robbie Lumio, a senior here at West. Robbie is actively involved in school and was chairperson of this year's award-winning blood drive. Hello, Robbie.
Hi, how are you?
Okay. Are you involved in any school activities?
Yes, I am. When I came here to West, I decided I wanted to become active in a lot of different things. So for the past 4 years, I've been in SAD, student government, and the French Club. Currently, I'm the president of the French Club, and I was also the chairperson of the blood drive for the past 2 years.
Okay. Do you plan to continue on to college next year?
Yes, I do. Although I'm not sure of where I'm going to go yet. I'm hoping Villanova, but I know I will continue to go on to college.
And what do you hope to be?
Well, I know the first year I'll probably start off as a liberal arts major, but maybe I might decide to go into communications or journalism.
Okay. Do you have a message for the incoming freshmen for next year?
Yes, I definitely do. Just try to get involved into as many activities as you can, because it's the best way to meet people, and just it makes your 4 years at West a lot more enjoyable.
This was the scene last Tuesday when the varsity boys basketball team defeated East 62-60. West led most of the game but then fell behind. Soon enough, seniors Steve Schreiber and Sean Sr. hit 2 3-point shots. With 30 seconds to go, West scored with 2 foul shots. Mr. Mary, head coach, stated, "It was a total team effort. John Martini played a strong game along with Nate Schooley, Mark Riccardi, and Dennis Balagatis. The girls' varsity basketball team also got a taste of victory, winning their 10th game in a row, defeating East on Tuesday, 47-36. Angie Spells scored 25 points, and outstanding games were played by Jessica Marshall, Christy Lombardo, Kim Cahoot, Carrie Dunn, Elisa Skoka, Lynn Elias, and Beth Atkins.
Today was Township Government Day. 30 students from East, West, and Camden Catholic were able to see what it is like to govern a township the size of Cherry Hill. They spent the entire day assuming the roles of designated township officials. The event was held in the municipal building.
Our reporter Josh Bernstein covered the event.
Student Government Day is only in its second year after being reinstituted by Mayor Susan Bass-Levin. According to Mrs. Denise Weinberg of the Cherry Hill Public Information Community Relations Office, the purpose of the day is to show students of Cherry Hill firsthand the inner workings of government. Mayor Levin views Student Government Day with a two-pronged approach. She said the purpose is to have an educational experience for the students so they learn how government works firsthand, inside out.
Last night in the auditorium, the choral groups of Cherry Hill West performed a musical revue called Broadway Night. The revue was made up of medleys from popular Broadway musicals. The musical numbers were performed from the musicals Oliver, South Pacific, West Side Story, The Music Man, The Sound of Music, and Les Miserables. The choral groups performing were the West Singers, Chamber Singers, the Vocal Workshop, and the Mixed Chorus made up of students from Carusi and West.
This past Friday, West held its annual talent show. Students were judged on Best Vocalist and Best Variety Act. The judges were vocal teacher, Ms. Bass, and her husband, and English teacher, Ms. McMenamin. For Best Vocalist, first place went to Susan Levenstein and Mike Sickley. Second place, Dana Pechon, and third place, Kate Duran. The Best Variety Act, first place went to David Balcom Piano. Second place, the Lounge Lizards with their comedy act, and third place, Dynamic Duo with their trick bike act. Congratulations to all the winners.
Last Sunday, West Black Culture Club and East Afro-American Club put on their 8th annual Black History program. This year's theme was Nelson Mandela, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect, as Mandela happened to have been released the very same day. The program, held here at West, was supported by Cherry Hill Minority Civic Association, and as an added bonus, the Air Force Junior ROTC cadets served as ushers. This year's featured speaker was Beverly Williams, who rejoined Channel 3's news team last September after working there from 1975 to 1981. Since that time, she has worked as a news anchor for CNN from 1982 to 1986 and at WTNH in New Haven, Connecticut until 1988 when she returned here to Philadelphia. Black Culture Club member Donna Jones called the program a success. Well, no, I hear a lot of West wrestlers are saying it's about time.
That's right, Ben. Well, last Wednesday, West Wrestling team beat East after 12 years of frustration. All three teams posted victories as the varsity extended their record to 14-21. West's outstanding wrestler was Peter Komatowski. He defeated the returning district champ. And on Saturday, West lost a match to Eastern 43-15. Bill Blauvelt lost his first match of the year, 9-7, to Eastern's Brian Morey. And Eric Jamerson extended his streak as he defeated Adam Claybrook 4-1. Upcoming wrestling matches include Rancocas Valley on Wednesday, and on Saturday against Hamilton at 1 o'clock and Maple Shade at 3. Swimming action. On Monday night, our boys team lost a tough meet at Cherry Hill East 113-58.
The girls team also suffered a loss to East 106-65. West Heather Ferguson took first place in the 50 freestyle and 100 freestyle. Both our teams, however, are still ranked in South Jersey's top 10. Checking in at number 7.
A group of West seniors took off for the sunny shores of Florida. Although the flight was delayed, they report that the travel was fun and easy, and their accommodations at the Howard Johnson were very comfortable. They visited the Magic Kingdom, Disney MGM, and Epcot. They arrived home at 11:30 Monday night. Josh Weinstein sums up the trip by saying, "It was a great experience, and I wish I was still there. We went to MGM, boating, played volleyball, and ate a lot of cheeseburgers."
Over the past few years, the state of New Jersey has awarded one teacher from each school in New Jersey the Governor's Teacher Recognition Award. West is proud to announce that Miss Jamie Whalen has received this year's award. The state will award her school $1,000 for an educational use of her choice.
The sounds of jazz filled the West Auditorium Monday night as West hosted the Jazz Festival. 10 bands from the area, including Cherokee, Riverside, Overbrook, Highland, and Pennsauken, all performed from around 6:30 till 10:30 at night. Various bands enjoyed the thrill of entertaining the audience while competing against each other at the same time. Under the direction of Mr. Williams, West played 3 selections: All Right, Okay You Win, St. Louis Blues, and Penthouse Dawn, a ballad with Jennifer Renshaw performing a solo on alto sax. Each of the schools performed 3 or 4 selections. The overall winner was Pennsburg at the festival.
This past weekend, the West Wrestling team ranked 14th in South Jersey by the Courier Post, edged by third-ranked Delran by 7 points to take District 27 title, 164 to 157. Key victories came from seniors Bill Blauvelt, Eric Jamerson, and Brett Atkins. All 3 seniors defeated their Delranian counterparts in the final round. Blauvelt, weighing in at 125, won on a 9-5 decision. Jamerson, weighing in at 135, tore apart his competition in a 13-5 decision, while Atkins muscled his way to a 9-6 decision. Other West finalists were Kyle Young at 103, Sean Lockwood at 140, and Pete Chomentowski at 171. Sophomore Kyle Young, an underdog in the final round, rallied to win a 12-6 decision. Pete Chomentowski lost a tough one in the final seconds of the match on a 19-17 decision. However, this was the most action-packed match of the day as Sean Lockwood pins his opponent in a record 18 seconds. In the very important consolation round, sophomore weighing 112 pounds Eric Russin won on a 10-2 decision. Then senior Dominic Gonzano, 152 pounds, pinned his opponent in 4 minutes and 51 seconds. West finished the regular season Monday with a loss to Rancoke in the Valley, leaving them 16-4-1 in 3rd place behind 4th-ranked Highland and 5th-ranked Paul VI. This weekend's performance will obviously change their standings in the paper. The top 3 places of each weight class will perform in a regional tournament after this weekend at Eastern High School. While our boys wrestling team enjoyed the fruits of victory this weekend, our boys basketball team got the other side of the coin. West suffered hard losses at the hands of Highland and rival school Cherry Hill East, 72-67 and 74-66. Seniors John Martini, Steve Schreiber, Sean Senior, and Jim Delmar led the team, scoring a combined 173 points. West ended its season with a record 7-17, placing them in a three-way tie for 4th place in the Olympic American Conference with East and Pennsauken. High scorer for the season, Steve Schreiber scored 442 total points in 24 games and tied for the 31st highest average in South Jersey with 18.4 points per game. News: the bowling varsity and JV won all 8 games against Gloucester Tech last Thursday. Mark Duggio bowled an outstanding 624 series with first game 237, second game 220, third game 167. Rich Sandown bowled a 199 and Cordieri bowled two 180 games. Down in the JV level, Jordan Novick bowled 187 and Jeff Eastman pulled off a 163. Both teams have a conference record of 28 and 12. Varsity had an overall record of 51 and 17. The team bowled Saturday at the state sectional tournament and did very well. And now
we're still far apart. Let's just play baseball.
Not going to eat any more broccoli.
The Forensics team is a group of students who enjoy acting in competition. Just recently, the team from West competed at Monmouth College and spent an entire afternoon meeting students with similar interests and learning how to improve their acting skills. For 3 or more people, there was a scene competition from any published movie or play in which West students acted out a scene from this year's 3-act play, The Dirty Work at the Crossroads. There were also dramatic pairs and improvisations. Over 30 schools participated, and from West we congratulate the following students. Both Brenda Konang and Laura Giglio placed first in the preliminary competition of dramatic pairs. Amy Procacci and Eric Shaw finished second in the first round of preliminaries and finished first in the second round of improvisation acting. Amy Procacci commented that it was a learning experience, but one which was enjoyable. If you're interested in joining the forensics team, please see Mr. Jalora in room D1 during Henry.
Bill Blauvelt, who wrestles in the 125-pound weight class, upset Jackson's Jamal Kinchin, a defending Regional 7 champion, 6-5. Blauvelt used a takedown in the third period to secure a 6-4 lead and wrapped up the victory. An ecstatic Coach John Seymour congratulated Bill after his championship win and his 29-1 record. Eric Jamerson, undefeated with 30 wins, won his first regional crown by routing Lenape's Mike Mordano by a 12-5 decision in the 135-pound weight class. Teammate Chris Updike said that Eric has the best skills he's seen in wrestling. Sophomore Kyle Young, 103-pound weight class, qualified in the States, winning an 8-5 victory over Pemberton's Carlos Garcia for a third-place finish. And senior Brett Atkins, also placing third, qualified in the 189-pound weight division, winning 14-3. In the 30-year history of wrestling at West, this is the first time more than 2 wrestlers will compete in the state tournament. The team also set a school record for 129 pins for the season. Adding to the many honors bestowed upon West wrestlers, 4 Lions have been selected to the All-Olympic Conference squad. They are 171-pounder Pete Chomentowski, 140-pounder Sean Lockwood, 135-pounder Jamerson, and 125-pounder Blauvelt. Congratulations.
The 12-week elective course, Family Living, offers seniors an opportunity to discuss marriage, divorce, finance, and parenting. We spoke with senior Audrey Baden about the parenting unit and the Family Living course.
This project helps us understand the role of being a parent for when we become older and we actually have children. It helps us understand the realities of raising a child in today's society. Each student is given a journal in which we write down an account of what we do every minute of the day with our child. We also have to take into consideration budgeting, buying food for our babies and diapers, etc. And if you notice, it's not just the girls carrying the dolls around. Guys are doing it too, because with the new generation, guys are now taking a more active role in today's parenting.
Yesterday morning, a very special senior assembly was held. The assembly was to honor those students in the class of 1990 deemed most worthy of being inducted into the Hall of Fame. In February, nominations were taken in all senior homerooms, and in addition, faculty vote and class rank, among other things, were considered for the nomination. Each of the inductees was escorted up one at a time with separate teachers introducing each inductee. With the jazz band livening up the atmosphere, the following 11 seniors were inducted this year: Emily Fosnot, Angela Spell, Mike Fong, Stephanie Safran, Sima Park, Albert Savalos, Susan Lowenstein, Amy Lyons, Jeff Hamill, Sherry Wang, and Alexis Halpern. Congratulations to all of you. And next week on the West Report, we'll be interviewing one of the newly elected Hall of Fame members.
Last Thursday, West teachers and students involved with foreign languages attended the International Banquet. At the banquet, students got a chance to enjoy and sample foods from all over the world. To participate in this unique event, each student had to prepare a certain type of cuisine or participate in a talent act. Some students who participated in the talent act sang songs in French, Italian, or Spanish. Others performed foreign dances. Ethnic entertainment was also included, such as a salsa band and a Filipino candle dance. This was a wonderful experience, not only for students, but teachers as well.
Did you see anyone walking around in black clothes with white faces today? If you did, that was part of SAD Week here at Cherry Hill West. This week, the Organization of Students Against Drunk Driving planned various activities to increase student awareness of the dangers of driving drunk. Today was Black and White Day. SAD members dressed up in black and painted their faces white to represent the number of people killed in drunk driving accidents in the U.S. every day. And on Monday, SAD posters were put up throughout the school.
It's time, once again, for the Cherry Hill High School West Spring Musical. This year's production is The Wiz. On March 23rd, 24th, 30th, and 31st, the show will begin at 8 p.m. On the 29th, the show will begin at 7:30 p.m. Matinee shows are at 2 o'clock on the March 25th and 31st. Tickets are on sale daily in the cafeteria from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. March 19th, West students will get a special taste of The Wiz, when previews are shown to all students in special assemblies.
The purpose of previews is to give the student body special glimpses of scenes in the show, in the hopes that it will be entertaining and encourage students to buy tickets and watch the rest of the show during one of the next 2 weekends. Senior Stacy Lane said that this was one of the first sets of previews that has made her really interested in seeing the rest of the show. If you're interested in purchasing tickets, they are on sale for $4.50 in the cafeteria every day from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Well, West musical The Wiz has gotten off to a great start. The show began last Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and also had a show Sunday at 2. The Wiz is a modern-day fairy tale based on the original film The Wizard of Oz. There's still the same characters we have grown to know and love, plus a few new additions. There's lots of singing and dancing in The Wiz, and it also carries the same message that dreams can come true if we truly believe in ourselves. Members of the cast include Deborah Lassiter as Dorothy, Mark Donofrio as the Scarecrow, Drew Rabin as the Tin Man, Solomon Anderson as the Lion, Susan Lowenstein as Annie M., Emily Fajnot as Ad Pearl, Abby Green as Eveline, Maureen Davis as Glinda, and Mark Schneiderman as The Wiz. The play was directed by Mr. Joseph Jalora. This is Mr. Jalora's 10th year as play director. The choreographer for the show is Susie Zucker, the technical director is Mr. Ted Cook, the musical director is Mr. James Rader, the vocal director is Mrs. Christine Bass, sound engineer Mr. Paul Howell, and production secretary and makeup designer Celeste McMenamin. If you like musicals, this is truly a performance you won't want to miss. The remaining shows are tomorrow, Friday and Saturday at 8 p.m. and Saturday at 2 p.m. Tickets will remain in the cafeteria during all lunch periods.
Engaged from the extraordinary, what I think is extraordinary community reaction that it was a success. Of course, I feel that way myself. We've heard from various segments of the community of all ages, of young kids to senior citizens, all of them have said how much they have enjoyed the show and its effects and spectacle, etc.
On Friday, March 23rd, West competed in the annual Camden County Computer Programming Contest. Members of West's basic computer team placed first in the competition. The team consisted of Tracy Grau, Mike Hoffman, Song Lee, Sean McFarland, Rich Sanadad, and Rob Wagner. Mike Hoffman took a fourth place individual trophy. In the Pascal competition, West Pascal team placed second. Members of the team were Matt DeBarger, Brian McAllister, Sean O'Mullen, Ben Osborne, and Neil Slotkin. Matt DeBarger took a second place individual trophy. Competition continues with the South Jersey Programming Contest this Saturday at Glassboro State College.
Well, it's baseball time again, and Cherry Hill West is looking forward to defending their Group 4 Diamond Championship. Although they lost some of their starters this season, returning players are senior catcher John Martini, senior pitcher and outfielder Sean Senior, senior pitcher and outfielder Steve Farland, senior pitcher and third baseman Josh Weinstein, senior second baseman Steve Cohen, and senior shortstop John Chadwick. This season there are two new sophomores starting in the varsity lineup. They are sophomore Bo Gray, who plays first base, and sophomore Walt Kleiner.
A very good season with the seniors we have out. I think our goal this year is to defend the championships that were won last year. I think to repeat is going to be quite a challenge, but I'll put the goal for the kids this year as defending the championships that we won last year.
I feel that the up-and-coming season, we're a young team, so I feel that when we progress together, because we've been playing together for a while, so I think when that all comes together, we should prove to be a good, solid team. Hopefully I can repeat what I did last year. I was 9-0 last year. Hopefully I can do just the same. I got a lot of breaks last year, and we had great players behind me, and that helped me a lot. And I'm sure just the players are just as good as last year. We just have to come together as a team as the season goes on. I feel real confident about the team this year, as long as everybody stays loose and doesn't put any pressure on themselves. I feel we can be just as good as last year, and if our team is just as good as last year and they help me out just like the team did last year, then I can probably have just as good a season, hopefully better.
On Wednesday, April 4th, West Auditorium was filled to view this year's fashion show titled A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Prom. The marketing education class here at West was involved in the publicity and the modeling for the show, which was sponsored by Tuxedo Junction and the Bridal Garden. Sandra Desson, a marketing education student, said, "It went well, but hopefully we'll have a better turnout next year." Mrs. Sandhouse, the club's advisor, would like to thank both companies for donating their evening wear and helping to make the show a success.
As the end of the year approaches, one of the biggest highlights is receiving your yearbook. Last June, the yearbook process began as several editors met frequently to brainstorm ideas for a theme. After the theme was chosen, it was time for an art editor to create a cover. The stages include creating layouts, designing artwork, taking pictures, and of course selling the yearbook. We had the opportunity to speak with Editor-in-Chief Sima Park about the yearbook progress.
I think the most important thing about this year's yearbook is that this is a real turnover year for the yearbook. We have a new advisor, Mrs. Beer, and most of the staff is new. And because of it, I think the book has a different quality to it this year. It expresses what this year is all about. So I really urge people to come out and buy a yearbook. It's worth it. You'll be happy about one 20 years from now.
Don't forget, your books are currently on sale for $50 in A1 during homeroom.
This past Sunday, April 22nd, West helped celebrate Earth Day at Brandywood Park. Cherry Hill Township's officials conceived and organized a 2-hour event. The event was established by the township to educate the general public about the ongoing national effort to clean up the environment. 12 booths were set up in the park by various organizations, among them the Sierra Club, the township, a group representing Mount Misery, the press, the Barclay Farmstead, the business district of Cherry Hill, and Cherry Hill High School East, and of course our own Nature Defense Group. Nature Defense Group was all the talk. They ran 2 booths. The first focused on kids. The second was focused on adults. Karen Slavic, Sabra Inchlik, and Mac Lou ran the kids' booth. Karen and Sabra used old milk cartons from West Cafeteria and helped kids plant seeds in them to take them home to grow. Mac Lou cut squares from paper bags and taught kids how to make origami animals. A band known as the Solar Circus played the afternoon away. Students from West that were there were Justin Smith, Dan Spurn, Renee Graybell, Jason Zuzga, Mac Lou, Sumi Chan, Karen Slavic, Cecilia Beyer, Sarah Ishlik, and Tim Scher. The Students Against Drunk Drivers acquired an old auto wreck to show students what could happen. It was placed in front of the school as a constant reminder throughout the week. During the junior prom last Saturday night, SAD passed out Dum Dum lollipops with the message, "Don't be a dum-dum, don't drink and drive." The campaign and the prom were considered a major success. Smith, the governor of the junior class, the almost $15,000 affair, at the almost $15,000 affair, everyone had fun. I'm here with Brian McAllister. Brian embodies the academic spirit here at West. And throughout Brian's illustrious high school career, he has recently been appointed as one of the top 20 best students in our nation and will represent our country in international physics competitions this summer in Holland. So tell us about this physics Olympic team you have just recently made.
Okay. After a series of 4 tests that I had to take, they selected me as being one of 20 in the nation to go to the University of Maryland in a couple of weeks, for a week, to attend various dinners and receptions, and also to get coached in physics. And from that, they select 5 to go to Holland to compete internationally.
Well, what are your plans after high school?
I plan to go to Caltech, probably to major in physics or some related field.
The girls of the cross team have been doing exceptionally well, with a game record of 4-0 for the varsity and the junior varsity. Head coach Mrs. Thompson has only this to say: as long as they keep believing in themselves, they'll keep having a successful season. The team's next big game is this Friday at East, so come and cheer them on.
Juniors got their senior portraits taken for next year's yearbook. Sima Park, a yearbook editor, explained the reason for this. Apparently, about a dozen of this year's seniors almost did not get their pictures in the yearbook because they didn't like the way they turned out. Portraits must be decided upon and sent to publishing companies early each November to cut down the tremendous cost of these colored inserts. 2 or 3 dates for the new pictures are already set for the fall in anticipation of students' disapproval. Sima said, "You wouldn't believe how many students aren't happy with their pictures and get them taken over 3 and 4 times."
As the school year draws to a close, the senior class is working together with Ms. Whelan and her students to finish the class gift. This year's class gift is a park located in the Jones Gym area. The park is also a location of a monument to all West students who lost their lives during the Vietnam War, as well as trees being planted in memory of former West students Ben Weinstein, class of '87, Scott Oliva, class of '88, and the secretary, Mrs. Schmidt. On Monday evening, West's music department returned home after 3 days in Vermont. The marching band, wind ensemble, orchestra, and choir participated in the Classic Music Festival in Burlington. The students visited Montreal, Canada, as well as parts of Vermont. The trip, however, was not all fun and games. Each of the groups competed against other schools attending the festival. The wind ensemble received 2 superior ratings. The jazz band and marching bands received a superior and an excellent each. The choir and orchestra both received 2 excellent ratings. Congratulations to all students involved.
Last Friday, SGO held its long-awaited annual lipid contest. Congratulations to first-place winners Heart and Soul, who performed the song Rock With Ya. Heart and Soul consisted of Joe Anderson, Larry Floyd, Danny Muniz, Sam Lassiter, Anthony Martinez, Jenny Jenkins, and Sonia Moore. Congratulations also to second-place winners, the group that needs no introduction, with their renditions of YMCA and Macho Man. And congratulations to third-place winners, Mission Impossible. Junior Mike Limper, a member of the audience, enjoyed the event. He said, "The audience really had fun. The crowd really got into it." Have you ever wondered how the real TV professionals work? Well, yesterday 26 broadcasting students had a chance to find out through the touring of KYW TV3 studios in Philadelphia. The students were guided by Assistant News Director Steve Schwade and West graduate Adora English, now talent coordinator for ED Magazine. While bumping into TV personalities such as Gary Gears, Tom LeMaine, and Pat Shiraki, the students had the chance to see the weather department, watch a taping of ED Magazine, visit the heart of the station, the technical and control rooms, and tour the newsroom. Throughout the tour, the students learned the inner workings of the station and got an inside understanding of the broadcast industry.
Last Tuesday, West put their 6-0 record and #1 poll in the Courier Post on the line against crosstown rival Cherry Hill East. Undefeated East started Kevin Foley while West gave the ball to Sean Senior. Senior was shaky early, but the North Carolina State signee blew by the last 19 batters over the last 6 innings to register a 5-1 complete game victory. One day later, West hosted Overbrook, and John Bo Gray scattered 5 hits as the Lions crushed the visitors 18-5. Friday, West was on the road, wanting to prove they could win there. The team went on to play Triton, and before they left, a 5-2 victory raised West record to 9-0, and still #1 in the Courier Post and the Philadelphia Inquirer.
I'm Melissa Connell, and I'm at the Jones Gym for West's annual blood drive. People have been coming here since about 10 o'clock and have until about 3 o'clock to donate blood. With us today, we have Robbie Lumia, who's in charge of the blood drive. Hi, Robbie. How are you?
Hi, fine. How are you?
How has it been so far? Have you had a good turnout?
Yeah, so far it's been working out pretty well. Turnout's been great, and everything seems to be running pretty smoothly.
As much as your expectations expected?
Yeah, so our goal this spring was to have 100 pints donated. We have 140 people signed up to donate, and I really feel confident that we'll have that 100 pints.
Well, that's terrific, and we hope everything works out.
Thank you.
Mr. Schmidt, the SGO advisor, said there was a terrific turnout and 110 points of blood were donated. We would like to thank all the individuals who donated blood. It was greatly appreciated. Last Wednesday night in West Auditorium, a combined total of 45 students were inducted into the National Honor Society. Dr. Katz, West principal, made a speech congratulating the students, and flowers were distributed to the inductees' parents. There was a candlelighting ceremony, while the valedictorians from each class signed the register. At the end of the evening, refreshments were served in the library. In order to be inducted into the society, a junior or senior must be in the top 10% of his or her class. Ms. Free, the advisor of the society, would like to thank the choir for their assistance in making the evening a memorable one. We would like to congratulate each and every one of the new inductees of the National Honor Society.
The chess team were fortunate when they participated in the National Chess Tournament held in Kansas City, Missouri last week. The varsity team of Duke Dashi, Bob Cooker, Brian McAllister, Joe Geisner, Shauna Mullen, and Les Tudor placed a tie for 20th position out of 89 schools from 27 states nationwide. Also, the junior varsity chess team of Len Novak, Dave Feldman, Steve Kelly, and Justin Smith placed 12th among the trophy-winning teams in Division III competition out of 74 teams.
This past Monday at 7:30 in the auditorium, West held an appreciation night for our principal, Dr. Katz, who will be retiring this year. For the past few weeks, SGO has been going from homeroom to homeroom, gathering signatures from the students in order to have a booklet which was presented to Dr. Katz. The governors from each class spoke and thanked Dr. Katz for her contributions to their class. The evening was chaired by Stephanie Safran, SGO president, and Mrs. Halpern, president of the Herman Schools Association. Aspect, West Literary Magazine, presented a picture to Dr. Katz. Also, a diamond purple and white bracelet was presented to her. This group was chaired by Lauren Molatsky. Dr. Katz, who has taught for 27 years at the Cherry Hill Public Schools, has been our principal for 13 and a half years. Dr. Katz said she was overwhelmed and greatly thankful to the parents, teachers, and students for their generosity and kindness.
Last Saturday, seniors gathered in the Phoenix room at the Garden State Racetrack to attend the senior prom. The prom began at 8 p.m. and lasted until 1 a.m. The theme was In Your Eyes by Peter Gabriel. A lovely sit-down dinner was served while California East DJ'd the event. Senior class advisor, Mr. Munyon, said that this year's senior prom is one of the largest proms in West history. We had the opportunity to speak with one of prom's chairperson, Gina Finelli. So Gina, how do you think the prom went?
Well, we started out with senior prom. It was a little tough to get things all organized. We had a problem with the DJ since East and West both had their proms there before us. We had a chance to see what went wrong. And at the Phoenix room, the food was a problem. So we had to decide if we wanted a buffet or sit down, and we chose to sit down, which was good. And we talked to the DJ, and the DJ was great at our prom. And, we had a little bit of problem with flowers, but everything came together and got resolved at the end. And I think really everyone had a great time at the prom. I mean, I've got nothing but compliments, and I really think everyone enjoyed it. We worked hard, and we learned from other people's mistakes, and it was really fortunate that we had ours later on in the month. So I was really happy with how everything turned out.
The class of 1990 would like to thank everybody involved in making the prom a huge success.
This past weekend, the freshman government sponsored a trip to Dorney Park. Despite the low attendance, about 70 students, everyone generally enjoyed the trip. Lieutenant Governor for the freshman class, David Zuzga, said that the trip was fun and the rides were, quote, really good for a small park. Originally, the trip was only for freshmen, but it was later opened to the whole school. The bus left west at about 9 o'clock and returned at approximately 5. Everyone was entitled to approximately 3 hours of all-you-can-eat food. Unfortunately, no one was allowed into Wildwood or Kingdom because it is not yet in operation. Lastly, Dave said that the most notable parts of the trip were Hercules, the largest wooden roller coaster in the world, and buying the nifty Brady Bunch pin.
The varsity softball team won 2 games this past week, including their first of the year, Wednesday against Pennsauken. The win must have instilled confidence in the team because Elisa Skoka pitched a fine game Monday, allowing only 2 runs in a 3-2 victory over Paul VI. The girls are hoping to finish the season on a winning note. The varsity lacrosse team beat Cherokee 15-5 Friday to clinch the championship of the Mohawk Division. Heather Tyndall scored 5 goals for West,
to lead them to their 7th victory of the season. Congratulations go out to the following West Olympic Conference Track and Field All-Stars: Ken Balzo, Kyle Young, Phil Addison, Rich Sanadad, Charles Brown, Chad Hayes, Nate Carlton, Scott Baker, and Ty Malash. They will compete tomorrow in the All-Olympic Conference All-Star Meet.
Last Monday, selected seniors began taking the advanced placement exam. Tests are administered in foreign languages, mathematics, English, and sciences. Scores are based on a scale from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest. Students take these exams for college academic credit and for eligibility to take honors classes in college as a freshman. Each test costs $62. The last day for testing is this Friday.
The one-night plays were held this past Friday night in the auditorium from 7 to 11:30 p.m. The winning class was the seniors, then followed by the freshmen, juniors, and sophomores. Winners included for Best Actress, Abby Green, Best Actor, John Roberts, Best Supporting Actress, Karen Slavik, Best Supporting Actor, David Hammond. Awards also went to Best Director, Lauren Malatsky, Best Set Design, Richard Rogers, and Best Lighting, John Colby. There were 5 judges, of whom who had professional experience in acting and drama.
This past Monday, the West Home and School Association sponsored a reception for West's new principal, Mr. Simon, who will be replacing the retiring principal, Dr. Katz. The faculty and staff had the opportunity to meet Mr. Simon, who will begin as West's principal in July.
Last Friday, West held its annual PAVIS, Performing and Visual Arts Society Festival. The day was full of activities. First period, the wind ensemble, orchestra, and symphonic bands performed. Second period, the winning one-act play, The Harry Falsetto, was performed by the seniors. Throughout the day, students could observe a variety of displays in the Walsh Gym, such as photographs, paintings, the process of sculpturing, the making of pottery, handmade jewelry, and other unique art forms. In addition, West's award-winning art literary magazine, Aspects, debuted its 1990 edition for $4.50. Mrs. Flamporis' cooking classes solved any appetite problems during the festivities by the sale of homemade stromboli, chocolate chip cookies, and chocolate-covered strawberries in the front hall. A unique nut snack, Rainforest Crunch, was also sold by members of the Nature Defense Club. During 7th period, West Vocal Group performed such songs as The Living Years, the soloists Tony Gross and Steve Migliore, a spiritual, Ezekiel Saw the Wheel, with a solo by Matt Kohler, and another spiritual, Ain't Got Time to Die, with soloist Solomon Anderson. The annual spring concert, which was held last Wednesday, showed off the talent of the various musical groups. As a tribute to American composers, the vocal workshop, wind ensemble, chamber singers, orchestra, West singers, and symphonic winds performed various pieces by American composers. The West singers also performed The Living Years, which was arranged by sophomore David Dice. Miss Bass commented that she was extremely proud of all the musical choral groups. They showed tremendous growth and musicianship and seemed to have a wonderful time singing. West took part in science competition last Tuesday with other schools throughout the state of New Jersey. This competition was sponsored by the New Jersey Science League. 9 of our students scored in the top 10%. These students are Daniel Rabinowitz and Irene Goshawarski in first year of biology, Eshwar Kapoor, who has the second highest score in the entire state in second year biology, Anita John, Philip Planning, and Walter Sufkla in first year chemistry, Bridget Wagner and Daniel Spurn in first year physics, and Brian McAllister in second year physics. Congratulations to these science students.
Congratulations goes to West winners in the Southern New Jersey Student Crafts Fair. In the medal division with an outstanding rating was Adam Ben. First place went to Josh Feller, Jim Caperso, Rob Clark, Joel Gilpin, Joe Mitchell, and Tom Quinn. Second place went to Bill Ballas, Phil Garcia,
Bill Wang, Len Kazarski, Steve Morosky, Dan Schreiber, Jim Seeley, Brian Simmers, Ace Teddy, and Tom Thomas. Congratulations to all these winners.
The Lions, who had 11 hits, got big days at the plate from Senior, who went 3 for 3 with 2 doubles, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBIs. Bo Gray, who was 2 for 2 with a home run and 5 RBIs. Josh Weinstein, who went 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, and John Martin, who went 2 for 3 with 1 RBI. And on Saturday, the team won its second straight championship with their 10-0 victory over Hoboken at Princeton University. Sean Sr. finished the season by pitching a no-hitter against Hoboken. And our reporter, Paul McConville, had a chance to speak with 2 of the varsity players.
Hi, I'm here with seniors Josh Weinstein and Sean Sr. of the 1990 state championship team. Sean, can you tell me about the game Saturday?
Well, we went to the game thinking that we were going to play Elizabeth. They lost the game before. And then we played Hoboken. We started out the game with a run in the first, and then it just looked like it was going to be a close game. And I think it was the 4th inning. John Chower got triple, and that opened the game up. And from there on in, we just hit the ball. Once we get going, it seems like it's contagious, and we just got together as a team. I started off the game, and I felt really strong, especially we stayed overnight at Princeton, and I got a pretty good sleep. And I felt strong, and once I got through the lineup the first time, I felt pretty confident.
Okay. And Josh, no one expected the team to go as far as they did. What can you tell me about this year's team?
Yeah, in the beginning of the year, we really weren't expected to do much. We only had 3 starters coming back from last year's team. But everyone played well together. We had good pitching from Sean and some other guys, good defense, and we hit the ball well. And we played well together, so I guess that's what helped us win the state championship.
All right, thank you, guys.
Sean ended the season 11-0 with .62 errors, 113 strikeouts in 67 innings. Congratulations to West's baseball team winning the championships. And that's it for this year's West Sports.
Robbie Lumia and Paul McConville had an opportunity to speak with our principal, Dr. Katz, who will be retiring next month.
Mrs. Katz, have you seen any changes in education for students?
In students, I would say no. I would say kids are kids. Students are students. They're fun, they're energetic, they're interesting. I really don't see a tremendous change in students. In education, yes, I see a lot of pressure, a lot of competition, a lot of need for preparing kids for a tougher world. It's very difficult out there, and I think we've got to do a really good job to get kids ready for a very competitive world.
During your years, are there any particular incidents or memories that stand out in your mind?
Oh, yes, a number. One, of course, is the '83 graduation where it rained on my graduation. It wasn't a very pleasant memory, but it's one that stands out in my mind, that's for sure. I think that graduations probably are the most memorable things in my mind. It's just such a culmination. You watch students develop for 4 years, you become very close to them, and then you watch them walk out and receive their diploma and know they're going out into the world. I think graduations are just outstanding and the most important events in my life.
The students of the broadcasting class at Cherry Hill West decided that the West News needed a mascot of its own. So now, I introduce you to Claudius. Good night, Ophelia.
Go get her, Claudius.
of the class of 1990 stand before you now, ready to accept the fact that a part of our lives is now coming to an end. But we also realize that this ending will open us up to new beginnings and opportunities.
The challenge is now entering the ever-changing world and using what we learn and what we feel to turn it into our one world. We are all different and we all vary. However, we all share one thing in common, facing the future, which is both uplifting and melancholy.
We must not squander our time, for that is the stuff of which life is made. We must make the best of our future, turning mountains into stepping stones, for we have been given the tools to stay afloat amid the ebb and the flow of the great sea of change.
Wisdom will not only enable us to follow the rules of the game successfully, but as the youthful yet mature up-and-coming adults that will introduce the year 2000 to innovative ideas, profound solutions, and phenomenal breakthroughs, we, as today's graduating class, will determine the rules of the game. The fruition of the computer age, the worldwide growth of freedom and democracy, the blossoming of art and science, all will be nurtured by the future developed by each one of us.
Before she died, my mother looked at me and said, "Never say goodbye. It's too final. Rather, say until we meet again." And so, dear class of 1990, until we meet again.
You clearly have the ability to author for yourselves how your story in life will continue as you leave high school. You see, I believe that each of us controls our destiny, that we are the authors of our lives and direct our lives toward our goals.
Just believe in yourself and know you are right, because what you believe is who you will become. Wherever you go from here and whatever path you take, always remember, as Dorothy did, there's no place like home.
I believe in the future because by my students I have been taught. I have been taught to listen and to be open to new ideas. I have been taught to have a positive outlook and keep laughing. I have been taught about a variety of cultures, and I have even learned to dance to their new music. I send you off with a heavy heart because I have come to know you and love you. I hope that you carry with you a sense that you are the best our nation has produced. Carry with you our wishes that this graduation award may be one part of a rich and rewarding life for you all.